This is what I would teach all of our children forever. Forever. The issue of human development has to do with eating. If you can't eat, you can't live, you can't develop. If you can rhyme, and no technology is needed for you to rhyme, you are free. Those who cannot eat, see, like DJs have a problem. Cutting, mixing, and scratching is human. The turntable is technology. Art is human. The spray can is technology. The mic is technology, but I'll keep on bringing and singing is human. When a person pops and boogies and spins, that's done with no electricity, no plug-in, no turn-on, no technology. So we would advocate that as we get deeper and more dependent upon technology, that we remember the human skills and where they are. You know, not to sound sexist or misogynist, but, you know, sewing. You know, it's always relative. Sewing and cleaning is always relegated to women and wifehood. Well, men need to get into that. Men need to know how to sew. Because this is a human trait that we are forgetting about. Learn to write with your hand. This is why graffiti is so important in the age of computers, where everything is a typeboard. You know, we don't write anymore as a country. No one writes. And there are certain awarenesses you get with the motor skills of your hands. If you can't move your hands in certain ways, you can't think in certain ways. The whole, they say that human intelligence is created because of the thumb. Without a thumb, we would have no intelligence. Now imagine we have 5 fingers here. This, you know, that's going into something else. That's the answer. Question. Young lady.
You used to call yourself Krishna. What does that mean?
Krishna. Krishna is actually, it's the Hindu Christ. When I was homeless, right up here on 3rd Street, actually, or down there on 3rd Street in the Bowery, the Hare Krishnas, a religious group, used to come to the shelter and feed people. And they used to say, before they fed people, they used to say, if anybody would like to volunteer to feed, you get a free book. And the book was the Bhagavad Gita, which was like their Bible. So I wanted the book. So I just went. I'd help people feed this, that, and to get some food myself, and they hit me with the Bhagavad Gita. So when I go back to the shelter, the security guards and everybody used to laugh at me, say, "Oh, you hanging out with them Hare Krishnas, Hare Krishna, Krishna." So I'll be back and they be picking on me. So after a while, the shelter started to call me Krishna. Krishna. And I kept saying, my name is not Krishna. Stop calling me Krishna. And actually you're disrespecting the Hindu God. Why are you calling me that? I'll leave it at that. Next question. Yes, my brother.
Any Temple of Hip Hop seminars in New York planned?
This is why I need your phone numbers. Your email addresses, sorry. I can send you information. I want to search for a Temple of Hip Hop representative in New York. We usually have several because we like group planning in certain cities, but there are representatives only for cities, not states. So a city like New York, we need some representation here. I waited on New York for a long time. I have friends here, I have people who can fulfill the role. But that's what I'm not looking for. I'm not looking for KRS's homeboys. I'm looking for people who really, who really don't know me and don't care to know me. I mean, I'll put it that way, like to say, you got to be real about hip-hop, not about KRS. And so I'm looking for that, and not that you're not, but I'm looking for that here. One of my missions coming here was to get some email addresses and then do some grassroots organizing, because you mentioned the temple. We're now in the middle stages of our plan. And I'll lay out the plan quickly. The end of the plan, we end with a city. The idea is to build a hip-hop city. We want to build a city for the arts. And we want to do it in New Mexico. There's a lot of land in New Mexico. There's a lot of space in New Mexico. Mountain range is beautiful out there. I went out there, I surveyed the land. We could get cheap land in New Mexico. I could lay down, say, $2 million on, as a 2% down payment on something that maybe, whatever it may cost, $200 million. But the idea is to first buy land that is about a half a mile in every direction. Half a mile north, south, east, west. And with moving for growth. The plan is our own city. I think America needs it. I think the world needs it. A city for the arts, dedicated to the arts, all art. Anything pertaining to art, this is the city. If you get arrested for graffiti art anywhere in the country, your probation should be in our city. No doubt. You should spend your time here. Because if you mess up in our city as an artist, you're finished. You're officially over. But there's too many artists, and that's where the crime is coming from, I predict, in the schools. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming right now. The crime is kids not able to express themselves in art, in spoken word plays, sculpture, singing, you can't get it out. There's nowhere for you to express that. So the anger comes up and then boom, 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 and kids are dead. The end result is a city. Today, we are discussing it, putting it on the minds of people to begin to think about you can govern yourself. You don't have to be Democrat, Republican, Independent. You don't have to deal with any of that. All you got to deal with is a mutual respect amongst those who share your same title. If another person, if you walk up to this brother, he says, I am hip-hop, that's your brother. You and him are trying to do the same things. This is controversial because what are we doing? We're building a nation. And it's serious. This is not fictitious talk. We may have to get to a point where we declare our independence from African Americans, or from Asians, or from Germans and Greek. And our nation may come together one day, and it may come down to the 3, 2, 1, and the federal government says, "What is it? Are you a nation or are you African American?" And we say we claim sovereignty as a hip hop nation, and then the war starts. And then we kick their ass. And now we in. And the war is not always physical. It could be economic war, trade wars. Some kind of competition is going to begin with us and the rest of the world. And what do we have? Our gross domestic product, our GDP, breaking and seeing graffiti on DJ. This is worth $10.5 billion. That is more than Cuba's whole budget for the year. $10.5 billion is the budget for countries, not rappers. We need to go past this idea of hip-hop as entertainment and begin to see real civilization building with our process in the world. Stop dancing and singing and start interpreting your dance and your sing. Where does it come from? What are you trying to say? How do you view the world? How would you change the world if you had an opportunity? I think the world wants hip-hop to lead it. Yes, my brother right here.
Yeah, Chris, on the subject of the land and the ownership you were talking about.
Yes.
I have a question and also information.
No doubt.
It seems like people fighting wars for the ownership and the rights to claim Israel as a home.
Right.
And right here, as like you were talking about, getting land here and there,
right.
The origins of the word, nigga, which is the same origins of the label a country called Nigeria, which is the most, it's pretty close, right?
Nigeria. Oh, no doubt.
The same Latin root of what they define as black.
Right.
Right now here in Nigeria, I got an email like 3 years ago.